Autonomous Rapid Transit, or ART, the first of its kind in Malaysia, is underway in Sarawak.
In Sarawak, introduced the ART. It's good for the reducing traffic jam, environmental friendly. Why we use ART? Why do not MRT?
Is it more cost efficient than the LRT or MRT? Or will it be just as costly? Next on Decimal Point.
Saya ingin membawa tuan-tuan dan puan-puan untuk meninjau rega betok akhir atau the final livery design kereta ART, Autonomous Rapid Transit, yang akan menjadi sistem pengangkutan awam yang moden di Kuching.
Fast and furious, that's how Sarawak is developing its public transport and infrastructure. The ART, a trackless tram powered by hydrogen, is under construction for Kuching and Bintulu. At the same time, Sarawak, having the largest land area in Malaysia, will see 16 major bridges completed between 2025 and 2026. And key road projects like the Pan-Borneo Highway and Second Trang Road are also taking shape. I'm interested to get an outside perspective on their cost efficiency in the development of Sarawak. Let's go. Right, Prof, as an expert in transportation, we know that with more than 20 years of experience in the field, how do you view the Sarawak government's vision to implement a number of current infrastructure plans, as we know, namely the highly anticipated ART, and then aiming to have actually 16 major bridges within 2 years, and also a lot of rapid developments. Now, in your opinion, do you think this is in line with the blueprint of the post-COVID-19 development strategy moving forward towards 2030, Prof?
As transporters, I strongly recommend for the plan, and we have like ART, right? Autonomous Rapid Transit ART, and then when Sarawak plan to have like 16 bridges, I think it's good for the country because it's replicate the Malaysian culture as well. From I see, we should have like culture talent. We should have like different identity. We're talking about the Sarawakian culture, the Borneo culture is that. I think it's quite, we can add on the one. As for me, we have like ART, I think the first in the country, in Malaysia, it should be. But we see a lot of the reference, example like when we go to the Amsterdam, yeah? When we go to Japan, yeah? Like the Osaka, we have like a tram, we call it as tram thing. It's good. And when Sarawak try to implement the ART, it's good for the nation as well. So we're talking about the boost tourism economics, and it suits to the Rancangan Malaysia 12 like that. So it speaks to the strategy of the country too. So we have like we're talking about the Pan-Borneo, the issues. We're talking about the strengthening the land transport. In the transport, we have three. Basically, we have three. We have air, and we have the water transport, and we have the land. Now we strengthen the land issues on that. When they develop the bridge ART, it's good for the nation, and they can easily commute from the rural and urban like that. Yeah, but in Malaysia, the issue of the ART is for the town only, yeah, like a Klang Valley thing, like example. So I think the Klang Sarawak was the first for the ART, and they have plan for Penang and Johor Bahru. They say that. But if they can make it by the project in time or something, they can have I think the first country using the ART system is a hydrogen based and environmental friendly, supposedly for that.
Why do you think that with all these three, have land, air, and also water, and Sarawak is well known for its vast, resources and land being it. What is your take on why Sarawak is taking the lead in focusing on land, ART, Pan Borneo?
The issues in Malaysia, we have the integration issues. Yeah, we call it as example like KL Central. If when we build it, we can have like the reference for that, the KL Central as TOD, Transit Oriented Development, and Sarawak can do that as well. First, and then second, we have issue of the maintenance. The issue of maintenance is quite interesting as well. So I think when we're talking about the transport, the first thing that we're talking about the development, we're talking about the first country like Singapore. So we must focus on the transportation's activities there. So transfer from one to other place as well, point to destination. So as a lot of route improvement for Sarawak. So I do focus on the post-COVID strategic plan for that one as well, and the establishment of Pan Borneo of that. Yeah, and then this is quite interesting when you can look at it for the external factors, the SWOT over there. We're talking about the Indonesia's removing the headquarters over there. I think it's quite good for Sarawak to take part on this one as well. When we're talking about the 16 bridges, they cost about 5 billion like that. Yeah, I think it really we call it it's a great investment for the Sarawak. And for the betterment for the nation, that it should be. We have like Batang Lupa Bridge, one bridge to Batang Igan Bridge, Lhasa Bridge like that. I think it's quite interesting when we have a culture made for the bridge as well. We're talking about we're shifting, yeah. And then we can bring the tourism as well. People looking for the inbound tourism for Sarawak. Okay, you can design it. This is my point of view of that. So apart from that, we're talking about integration, the link between the ART and the bridges as well. Why we need the bridges? Why? Example like, we have a Lima, Langkawi, right? We are here, we always struggling with the transport. Because we have no bridge from Kedah to Langkawi, we have Lima thing. So it's costing for us as well. The ferry service in Malaysia is good, but we need a lot of improvement on that. Example, safety. How many checking back for the ferry service? Example, we always have wondering what happened what happened in the ferry thing as well. So when you have optional for the bridge, it's better for the state. We can mobilize the people as well. From rural and the urban, we can mix together and as well. But in order to that, they have a traffic jam. Yeah, this is crucial important. That's why when you go to Japan, like Osaka thing or Hiroshima, they can see a lot of the traffic jam as well. But they do the interconnected. We service with the underground service as well. But in Sarawak, introduce the ART. It's good for the reducing traffic jam, and some more is additional to the example like. Environmental friendly. We do the hydrogen thing. Why we use ART? Why do not MRT? Why like MRT from interchange from Kajang to Central Market like that? Yeah? Why you use MRT? MRT is a highly investment. We use a lot of things as well. The sizing, the high density. So that's why we when Sarawak government proposed with the ART is good because they can mobile it, cost efficiency, economic benefit as well for the town too. Yeah. But another issue is about the governance. I think it's quite an interesting subject. Yeah? We're talking about the integrity thing. We're talking about the integration between the parties involved. Like example, in the Klang Valley, yeah. Have you experienced when you use the transport over there?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't integrate it, less integrated. That's the issue. If you want to do the ART, make sure it's integrated between the parties too. The governance thing, the policy thing should be made in place. I do believe the Sarawak has their own way to develop for the transport system and everything. But in terms of the national resilience, yeah, I think this transport is one of the we call it a subsystem for the national resilience. But in terms of the connectivity, in terms of the sustainability, we should focus on that. Apart from the financials. And then another one, we have the maintenance as well. Maintenance is quite heavy, quite a lot for this money. When we maintain 5 billion project, we need about 10 billion project for the maintenance thing. That's the issue on the public funding. So we have the private-public partnership on that, PPP on that one. So this is the interesting. I think Sarawak has a lot of resources on that one as well. Dia besar dari Malaysia as well, daripada sebenarnya Malaysia, and even besar, it's larger than UK.
Now we can see that we're seeing these major infrastructure projects, okay, namely the ART, you also noted on the bridges and also the Pan-Borneo Highway project. Now all these are accelerating and coming together at the same time. Why do you think it is the need, for the viewers out there to know all these major developments coming together in this span of few years, all at the same time, Prof?
That's interesting. So we still struggling with the concept of the transport system. So apart from that, so this is the time. Do you remember when we do the Plus Highway? Everybody object the planning.
Right.
Yeah, but now we are so lucky at that time because we have a good leadership on that one. Yeah, so we need a good governance in terms of that, and we have for the efficient transport for the betterment of the nation. So I think this is excellent. When we finish everything, so we can consider as a successful story for Sarawak. For example, we do the TOD. We combine land transport, aviation part, and maritime too. That's good.
As any city grows, traffic congestion is almost inevitable, and Kuching is no exception. A more convenient and efficient public transport system has been in the works for Kuching. Let's unpack more what the ART is about. Now, recently we have heard a lot of talks and complaints from some residential around the area, especially I think in Stutong. It's also affecting some in Kota Semarahan, and this is all in the preparation for the Red Line in ART.
As a transporters, I do believe that we should promote the use of public transport. But before you do that, the integration should be done first. Because we're talking about the planning thing. Yeah. So now we have we have the sitting bridges, we have the ART there. The promotion should be there. The public awareness should be there. Use the transport service, but the issues are connecting. The location, the hub and the car. The hub and the transport should be related as well. Sometimes it's very far. It's not like the Japan thing. Yeah? Japan is like 2 minutes. It's much better. But in Malaysia, but that's why our public is not really fond of the MRT, LRT for that still. Yeah? Apart from that is weather. Yeah? Weather is quite constrained in Malaysia as well. Yeah? When we go to the Sarawak, it's quite hot as well. So they prefer to have air-conditioned car, right? And mobility as well. So this is others. But if you go directly to the KL, with reference to KL experience, still not in the value for money compared to using the car. That's why I prefer the public use. Like to use the car compare the other mode of transport. Apart from that, we're talking about integration. Yeah, that's mentioned a lot. Yeah, I do believe I'm promoting the integration part. It's much better. This cost efficiency. I deal with projects with the integration. This is we can state from the ministry or agency for doing like example here is Kuching urban transport like that. So this we can do from the concept of that as well. So and then we're talking about the governance in terms of the governance. Governance is not like not only for the politics. No, governance is how we govern things. Example in we have a good school for the school of government here. So that's why we doing the public policy action plan for that. So we really need to think about it on the sustainable of the action plan. When we do this one, how about the future? Tell us on that one. Example, we do the TOD, yeah? The good design for TOD in Klang Valley, transit-oriented development, meaning that they're integrating. So I hope the plan, I wish for the plan for the Sarawak, if we have a good TOD, transit-oriented design, we have a multimodal transport, we combine land transport, aviation part, and maritime too. That's good.
Tell us more about the TOD that can maybe be implemented in the model.
That's TOD is combined commercials, intermodal transport, and residential area. So this TOD should be in the good place when we have a seamless transportations. But we should do the integration first. Yes. Integration should be this is interconnect between the water transport, or we call it maritime, maritime here, and we have the surface transport like ATS thing, bridges, and we have another like aviation part. But in Sarawak, Kuching especially, we can do that. The TOD that. We have this commercial place over there as well. We have a good residential, and we should have intermodal transport. The ERT one of the mode of the types of the intermodal transport. I, as a transporter, I strongly recommend this project. It's good for the country too.
It's a good suggestion.
All right, good suggestion because it's good for the country too. Maybe Joe Baru can refer to you one day, or Penang, example.
How can you tell what is the difference between all this LRT and MRT for the viewers?
They have like terms. We're talking about the MRT, mass rapid transit. Like example from Kajang to KL. Example KL Central like that. So since the MRT, there's a mass. There's a highly we call it highly capital investment on the MRT. And it built about in terms of the flexibility. They have a low. We're talking about the fixed route, hard to expand. We talk about autonomous, sometimes, and the best example you can have a look at MRT Kajang line, Putrajaya line as well. This is a good example for MRT and connected with TRX. TRX is one of the TOD, good TOD for that as well. So they have two over there, KL Central and TRX. I think it's good accessibility too. You go to the KLCC. Okay, KLCC, you have LRT over there. LRT, the connected LRT. There's an example of why the different from the MRT as well. So apart from that, we have the light rail transit. We call it as LRT. We're talking about the steel rails, mostly elevated on that. And then medium, we're talking about the elevated guideways as well. Banyak dah kita look example of the KL. If you go to the Central Market, they are connecting to the KLCC. That's considered as LRT thing, and electric. We're talking about the overhead line, We're talking about density, but it's traffic during the office hour or work hour, busy hours as well. But for the Sarawak, I strongly recommend that as of the autonomous rapid transit. We're talking about no rails. We use the
correct
land.
Another line of road actually.
That's good. I'm pretty excited to see that. You know why? Because when I travel to, example, like Japan or Amsterdam like that, we see a lot of the tram. We're excited. I think Malaysian always excited to see that too. But what's different? We're talking about the low run of existing dedicated road lanes. Now you use the hydrogens. We call it as environmental friendly of that. So we're talking about the routes can be adjusted more easily compared to the MRT and LRT there. And yes, this autonomous, the driverless.
Now, Prof, for most Malaysians, the term ART and hydrogen might be new for most of them. But from your expertise, is that really the case? Or has other countries been also operating these kinds of transportation, especially hydrogen-powered ART, Prof?
In terms of hydrogen power transport, like example in China, bus, I think in the Lima Langkawi last May this year, we're talking about the hydrogen-powered transportation as well from the China too. So I think we have a lot of cases, like example in Japan, close to Mount Fuji, we're talking about the Tangent, China. I think the modeling for hydrogen bus. And then now we'll be talking about hydrogen transit system as well. So whether electric or hydrogen is quite interesting too. Yeah, and we have a recent case in Qingdao, China. We're talking about the Skoda transportation. So that's an example of that. But most of the European countries use the electricity. Example in Paris. Use that now Amsterdam like that, yeah? Switzerland we can go to until the Swiss Alps for this one though, for the tram base, yeah. But in case of Malaysia, we're talking about hydrogen mirror to example like in China, and we call it as a resource reference with the Sarawak, yeah, initiative to the hydrogen based culture. Yeah, at least but I'm cultured. Hydrogen based train custom by Sarawak. That's we call it Chitra. I don't know about Sarawak, but it should be Chitra. Chitra means we do something using the identity, local identity. I think we should impose on that as well for the Sarawak, because Sarawak have a beautiful cultured initiative, and you have your own pride for this one. You should show it to the public. You show it to the international platform as well. All the Western people like to see. They go to the Borneo compared to Semenanjung sometimes for this one. So other one is for in South Korea. We have the Daejeon Metro Line 2 example. So you have the hydrogen-based tram thing, yeah. And we have in Qatar, Doha or something, yeah. And we have the train. 3 hydrogen-powered tram vehicles for 2 kilometers long. And Japan, of course, you have like intermodal. I think it's good reference when you go to Japan compared to other. Yeah, I mean, I saw Paris. I saw Switzerland. I think the most interesting for the ART, LRT, you should go to the Japan. You drive along, we have the HSR project, high speed rail. If Malaysia can do that, it's better. Okay, the distance from Kedah to KL take about 1.5 hours only. I think if we
use high speed rail, how long would it take?
Normally in, for example, like Osaka to Hiroshima, it's take about 1.5 hours only. The distance about close to Alustar to Kuala Lumpur. We can have a lot of the economic benefit on that one. When we consider the interest of the public for the 6 million for the ART, I think it's quite considerable. Agree for that one as well. But how about the maintenance thing?
The projects that we're talking about today are all mega in scale. And while the public welcomes them, we should also want to know how public money is spent. Alright, Prof, as we mentioned earlier, we know that the cost of ART takes about an estimated 6 billion ringgit or maybe more. And in 2024, an additional 122 million ringgit was allocated again to allocate for the feeder buses, 55 feeder buses for the hydrogen-based concept here. Now, in your cost-effective perspective, do you think all this money is well spent?
When we consider the interest of the public for the 6 million for the ART, I think it's quite considerable. Agree for that one as well. But how about the maintenance thing? There's an issue on that. We should have extra money next for the maintenance. I think it's a quite difficult one as well. But in terms of the value, we're talking about not only for the money though, for the time that spent, for the other costs related, like example like human resources thing. So we should consider it as well. So I do believe that the Sarawak government has do the feasibility study on that, and then we have a cost and benefit analysis on that as well. So as long as his impact for the economic sense, economic for society thing, we can generate a lot of the specific terms of the value for money for the society, much better for the greater and community for the Sarawak.
All right, Prof, it's said that producing hydrogen as a vehicle or mode of transportation is still very expensive. Now, the irony is that producing ART should cost less than LRT or MRT. How do you see this in the long term in its challenges of operating and maintaining these systems?
I think it is interesting when talking about the sustainability of the transport. So, in my view, we're talking about the hydrogen, we're talking about the environmental friendly, and then we should divide it. We're talking about distribute the cost to the public interest as well. But in terms of the long run, I think it's feasible for the hydrogen-based transportations, and because it care about the sustainability, environment, and many things as well. So there's a benefit for the public domain too.
With cost also comes, with its revenue as well. Will the people or the public be expected to pay tolls in the long run?
Oh, it's quite controversial questions, but as a transporters, I do with a free service for. But in the long run, how it in terms of maintenance thing, example like we have a plus in Peninsular Malaysia, how controlled by we're talking about the money well spent. So in terms of the sustainability of the transport, I strongly recommend the projects, to deliver on time. So if we say integrations of the cultural values, for this niche, we're talking about Citra Sarawak on that issues. So we are strong support for the project. So I hope that they can deliver for the benefit of and betterment of the nation.
Today we've heard some fascinating perspectives on Sarawak's modern infrastructure, improving mobility from cities to villages, keeping Sarawak on track toward economic growth. You've been watching Decimal Point.